I hope you don't mind me asking, but how much do you make per day?
It's never the same. It depends on the scope of the job, right? If I make it seem like I don't get paid a lot, I can simply say, oh, if I did a 15-second ad, I might just get paid 9,000 baht for it in Thailand, which is kind of low. I mean, a 15-second ad or any kind of ad should be around 15K, right? And people would be like, well, that's so low. These big companies paying low. And it is kind of low, but that's the standard. I can't do nothing about it. But again, I'm going to really work just, 2 minutes for that amount of money. But what people don't see, if I don't tell them like the whole scope, is that when I go in, sometimes, let's say I do a campaign for Ford, I might just go in and say one tagline, like the Ford Ranger Raptor, and they use it in like 10 ads, so I'd get paid 10 times.
Nice.
And then they send it off to 10 countries, so I get paid 100 times.
Nice.
Right? So it's hard to say how much you'd make, but very easily you'd make like, 20, 30,000 baht a day at my level, where like people know me already for voiceovers. Or sometimes if you have a couple big jobs per day, like if I did a campaign for Ford like that, it would still take me a couple hours, right? So that's like a booking in the morning. I could do another in the afternoon for something else. I could do another set in the evening. And when I get back home and I have my home studio, and that's where I work with my clients from overseas, and I have like clients from 68 countries, or maybe 69 now, but I'm not so sure. Then you can make some more, right? So you're looking at maybe like 100K plus a day would be kind of easy if you landed the right jobs. But
Wow.
Like for me, I think it doesn't matter how much you make. Like the hard part is actually building your clientele, getting people to know who you are and what you sound like, so that they'll call you when they need, a voiceover. Because lots of clients need voiceovers, but they don't need it every day. Right? Because ads launch every like few months. So that's the trick. Just have a lot of clients and you'll get paid. It doesn't matter, right? I'm not saying like go do like a 500 baht job. Don't do that.
Right. Do you think people who do that kind of kill the industry rate a little bit?
Yeah,
Because people know, I can just use this person for 500.
Yeah, well, like I try not to hate. It does kill the industry a little bit, but I'm a big believer in you get what you pay for, right? If you were like, hey, I'm gonna do it for 500 baht right now. Someone came to us right now, and you're gonna be, I'm gonna do 500 baht, and I want you to use crit tone, right? Most likely you're gonna have to record out of your phone.
Yes.
Because if you do 500 baht voiceovers, you don't have enough money to buy equipment, right? Now, if the client is happy with that, then that's cool. Right? But if the client is like, hey, we want better quality and whatnot, and starts demanding the person doing it for 500 baht, like, condenser microphone quality, then that's not cool. So I'm not hating on the person taking the job. Maybe they're in a difficult financial situation. Maybe their voice ain't very good. Maybe they're not trained. It's fine. But the client has to be happy with that quality. Right?
Right.
And there are two cases that I'd like to highlight. One case, like this older gentleman, I think from Kansas, was like, hey, I'm starting a new business. And he's like 79, and he's like, and I'd really like you to voice this thing for me for my plywood business. And I'm like, okay, I'll do that for you. And he's like, I only have $100, which is 3,000 baht, which is like way low. But I'm like, he's starting off his business. It's not like I do a car ad and I know they're gonna, profit just from selling one car, right? Well, this guy, he's risking his $100 to start a business at 78. So I'm like, I'm gonna do that for you, sir. It's fine. And he's like, oh, but like I need it in the video. And usually I tell clients, like, I'm not a video editor. I'm a voice artist, and the file I deliver is a WAV file or MP3 file. But again, he's 79, and and he's starting his business. So I'm like, okay, I will find a way to put my voice on a video for you, sir. Like if you need, So it depends on the client, depends on what they need and their level of professionalism. You got to help people out too. And in another case, right, of you getting what you pay for, clients that are at a high level, they don't care about the cost anymore. They just need the right voice for their product. You know how like brands, they have their corporate identity, they have their colors, whatnot, and they keep everything the same, especially like Mazda. These days their cars are all like red or white or silver, and everything looks so congruent. It's super nice. But when it comes to the voice, they like to change the voice around all the time. And every once in a while there'll probably be an ad exec that wants to like switch things up and then switch the voices. And I've had a case where they hired someone for this car brand that I work for. You probably, it's not hard to guess, but I just won't say their name, And this guy came in and took all my ads. Took like 8 ads that I wanted to do, and I was just like depressed, And the client went with that dude. He was a foreign guy, and it was an English ad. Okay, a little depressed. I was like, God's a voiceover. I'm depressed here. Like, I want that ad. You know what I mean? And on the day that the guy recorded at 2 a.m., like the studio called me. They're like, hey, Crit, remember that job you didn't get? Like, you free tomorrow? We need to record. We need to record you. So the guy didn't do a very good job, or he did like in his own way, but it didn't fit. It didn't fit the ads. So I got paid. Again,
Nice.
he got paid.
Oh, he got paid.
Which is cool, yeah.
Yeah.
He got paid and I got paid.
You also got
right?
paid.
Like when it's a high level company like that, the cost doesn't matter. Right? It's just all about getting the right job, right guy for the job. And which brings me to another point, which is like, yeah, we talked about the Thai voiceover jobs that I do. We talked about, some of the overseas jobs that I do, but like coming to that question where you were like, where to go from here? Like, I don't really have a direction, but one of the things that I like to do, I feel like I'm collecting little trophies or whatnot, is I like to do the jobs that like no Thai has ever been hired for. So if we pull up my ad, bloop, for like the Ford F-150 Lariat diesel, we don't have Ford F-150s here in Thailand. We have Ford Rangers, right? So, and like, of course, there's going to be a Thai guy voicing a Thai ad for the Ford Ranger. If that's not me, it's someone else. It's 1 out of 68 million Thais is going to voice a Thai, Ford Ranger ad for sure. No matter what. It just depends on who. But there's probably never been a Thai guy that voiced for a Ford F-150, because that's not a car that's in our market. It's a car somewhere else, right? Ford can hire anyone in the world, like any American, any South African, any Australian, anyone that speaks English to do a Ford F-150 ad. But they came all the way to hire this one Thai dude sitting here in Bangkok with a Thai name and a Thai face, or
Wait, how do you
Chinese-y
market
face.
yourself though to those people?
I mean, you just have your samples online.
Okay.
Right? Or like in particular the Ford F-150, like, Ford's ad agencies, they already know that Ford in this area of the world works with me. So, when that ad came, they kind of just suggested my voice or whatnot.